From Las Vegas, the entertainment, music, and sports capital of the world, it's the JJ and Johnny Show.
Hey everybody, it's me, Johnny D, here on the JJ and Johnny Show. I want to welcome everybody who's watching on my channel, on the JJ and Johnny channel. We have a great show for you. We're so happy that you're here. Right, Cass? We're so happy to be back on the air after a week.
So glad to be back. I think something's missing though.
There is something missing. My chair is in the middle of the table, and the show is the JJ and Johnny Show, just not the Johnny Show. So I think we're missing JJ.
Where is
Where in
JJ?
the world is Carmen where in the world is JJ San Diego?
I want to do a quick shout out to Skill Money Games. We are live from their studio today. Big thanks to them for letting us use the space.
Thank you for the space. And I want to say, go back to your shot there, Cass. We have a wonderful artist who's done our work, the JJ and Johnny Show. That is the wonderful, Pretty Done did this for us. There's another panel, which you can't see. It's over on this side. But it's so beautiful. He does such great work. It's very iconically Las Vegas. And it's so great to have an artist who is now identified with Las Vegas. But you know who else is identified with Las Vegas?
Who?
One of the biggest TV show hosts ever, the co-host of this show, who is taking a well-deserved vacation, which I'm going to be taking in 3 weeks. But she's on it. She's on the vacation right now. Is she in Hawaii? No. Is she in South America? No. She went north to the Great White North, to Canada, where her husband is from, Billy, who's a friend of mine, and she is standing by to join us remotely on our first remote, not a guest, but a co-host on vacation, beaming in live here on StreamYard. JJ, are you there?
Hey guys, all right, I
What's
have
up?
flown up north. Greetings from Canada.
Oh, beautiful. I'm having trouble looking at you with a knit cap on when it's 100,000 degrees here when the streets are melting. You know.
I tell you, I knew I was going to cooler weather. Of course, we have come up with the term, we're like reverse snowbirds. So we wanted to escape the heat. Johnny, Cass, it's been a really trying summer in Las Vegas. So we thought, we have a lot of family. I'm on Vancouver Island, specifically in an area called North Saanich, and it's probably in the 50s right now, but like cold enough that I put what Canadians call a toque on. And welcome to the Pacific Ocean and the fresh air of Canada. It's absolutely extraordinary. There are whales in the water out there. There are boats going by. So I'm feeling like I love this right now.
So just beyond that little green on the other side of that lake, or not lake, but that waterway, is the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, actually, so it's a little bit hazy right now, or a little bit foggy, but you could on a clear day see the San Juan Islands. So that's how close we are to the U.S.
Wow.
We're really just across the water from the U.S. Also behind me, what you can't see today, is Mount Whitney. So,
I love their candy. I like the Whitney samplers. They're delicious. They're really good.
Oh, who doesn't like a Whitney sampler?
Who doesn't like the Whitney sampler?
I love that you mentioned that, though. The candy, because so even though I'm just over the border from the U.S., right? All the brands are different. So I'm trying all these different. Last night I had a local beer. You know, the candies are different. The stores are different.
Is it real Cadbury chocolate there? Like the real stuff, not the stuff, the American Cadbury, but like the great chocolate.
Well, I love it. So I haven't actually had, the only thing I've had is my Italian sister-in-law's chocolate cheesecake, which was like phenomenal, by the way.
Oh,
I'm staying in the house. I'm staying in a house full of Italians that cook. So I'm just, how that goes. It's amazing. But I haven't had the actual chocolate. But what you do notice, Johnny, is that a lot more of the products here, they don't have maybe the same mass
Crap.
of things. Well, they don't have as many,
they
different
don't.
choices for cereal. But,
Yeah.
but there's like more of a European influence here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
So you have your local Canada, but then you have a lot of things that are from England, from Sweden.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
It's interesting.
Why Canada is so great. So did you take a boat or a ferry to get over to the island?
No, so you can. You could take the Clipper, which is like a really famous ship that goes from Seattle to here, or you can take the Vancouver ferry, which literally the port for the Vancouver ferry is right that way.
Wow.
In fact, apparently the ferry captains, if there's any kind of fisherman or small boat in their way, that's their big pet peeve.
They just run them over?
Everyone, you hear on the ferry and like goes this whole area. So, right. Exactly.
Right. So how long are you out of Las Vegas? How long have you been there, and when are you coming back?
Well, so I've been here just a few days. We had an absolutely extremely trying trip, airplane flight. We actually got kicked off the flight.
Oh my gosh.
Before it departed Las Vegas.
Do you have no status? Are you not VIP? What is going on here?
Okay, I don't know if you know, I don't fly first class regularly, right? That's just not what I do. We bought first class tickets because we were bringing our 2 dogs, and we thought, well, this is asking a lot of other people. It's asking a lot of us. It's actually stressful because it's kind of like flying with a small child is just a stressful situation. You have to make sure they have had water. We got up at 3:45 to make sure they went to the bathroom, And our dog's nose was sticking out of the bag. Cass, can you show this photo? So
yes.
this is our 14-year-old blind dog named Trixie. You could see the bag is almost fully closed. She kept fighting her nose out of the bag. And I would fasten up the bag and she would pop her head through. This is stressing me out because I'm like, the dog's terrified. She doesn't know what's happening, even though she's flown before. The flight attendants were so short-tempered with us about this.
Really?
They had
what airline?
Alaska first class. I said, no worries, we're trying. They had the supervisor come on the plane, and the supervisor said, we'd like you to apologize to the flight attendant.
Wow.
Bill looked at me like his face was never so shocked in his life. He said, of course I'll apologize. We had the young woman, come over. He said, I'm so sorry. She goes, I want them off the plane.
Oh my God.
I am not kidding.
Wait.
So
did
then,
they bite the flight attendant?
No, exactly what I just showed you in the picture is that is outside at the gate when we walked off the plane. So this young woman had her communication skills were so poor, and she was just, ready to judge us and swoop us off the plane, which then the problem with that is, as you guys can imagine, then the woman who had to take us off the plane had to rebook us. So it's a half hour of her time. Then the next crew had to go, oh, we heard something bad happen. We're so sorry. Can we give you free drinks? We're okay. We're fine. We're good. We're just trying to get to Seattle. Then that flight was late. So by the time we got to Seattle, a 5-hour trip, timed for the dogs, turned into a 9-hour trip. The dog goes poop in the Seattle airport.
Oh no.
Ooh.
And then you got to imagine this. Strangers are helping me. My husband's helping me. All these people had to accommodate because that first young flight attendant really didn't take the time to have good communication skills and go, no, not just zip the bag. Her nose needs to be in.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a bummer. Even our people commenting here are very distraught for you.
it was, I mean, the problem is, as you guys know, and John, you fly all the time, is when you have a bad experience on an airline, it's hard not to associate that experience with that airline in the
Right,
future.
of
Right,
course. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So anyway,
Oh my
but anyway,
gosh.
we're here.
We're-
Here's the other,
well-
here's the other dog.
Oh,
Oh.
what a cute doggy. I love the hair.
I know,
We
is she
could-
cute?
We could make
Got
that
her
into
feather.
Trump hair, or we could make a mohawk out of that. Or...
Oh,
There you go.
Oh.
there you go.
Oh, she's loving the massage.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, so you've been to a couple of shows this week. Tell me what's going on in Las Vegas.
What's going on in Las Vegas is that we've hit that period of time that I think all Las Vegans enjoy. It's still busy. All the shows and music is happening, but the kids went back to school on Monday. So for us who live here, you can see this traffic's a little lighter and things aren't as crazy. They'll ramp back up, right after Labor Day. But I went to see Murray's Misfits, Murray and Danny, who we had on the show 2 weeks ago now, or 3 weeks ago. Murray's Misfits, which you went to see. I went to the grand, I think they had multiple openings, but I went to the grand opening the other night at Centerfolds, across the street from the Virgin. Everybody was there.
Yep.
Like Zoe
Oh,
Bowie
was it
was
packed?
there. All the performers were there. And I've said this before on this very show. I love the support the entertainment industry gives to every single show. And Murray is pretty much what we have as a modern icon here in Las Vegas. Someone like Zoe Bowie, Murray is known all over the world. He's from Canada. He's put together a great variety show. His beautiful wife, Danny, is the host. He happened to be in this show because he was in town, but we've had Joe Tremmel. We had Mondre, the magician. I'm saying these names like everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Mondre. Okay,
Yeah.
so Mondre closes the show, correct?
Mondre closes the show,
Yes.
correct? And I
This
forget,
guy, he's pulling out birds. He's pulling out birds for like 15 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
seriously, where were you hiding that bird?
I love the
He's
bird
just-
stuff because the birds are always like surprised. The birds themselves are like, how did I get here? Where did I wasn't here a second ago. And then when he ends with the, I don't want to give it, well, probably, I want everyone to see it and I'll probably change it. But he ends the show by pulling out a very large cat. And he's a tiny, thin, slender guy. And you're like, where are the birds coming from? And where did that cat come from? It's really remarkable. He's a master illusionist, magician, like Murray. So it was great. We had a great turnout. Some people probably don't know a lot of these people that were there, but they're big name people kind of within the entertainment world. So it was just great. It was an awesome night. It was so much fun.
Where they're like the nuts and bolts entertainers
They're the
of
nuts
Las
and bolts.
Vegas.
Like Jackie
Yep.
Pascal was out and Diane Hall, which most people won't know, but they're the people who
Jackie!
book. Yeah.
Shout out to Jackie. Jackie is actually my agent. Now, Jackie, and is very fond of you as well, John. Jackie has so many stories from Las Vegas history that we should really have her on the
Yeah, I think-
podcast.
When I
Yeah.
saw her the other night, I thought the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Because she's been in town forever. She's done so many different things. She knows so many different people. She'd
Yeah.
be perfect as
The
a
thing-
guest.
The thing that would be so fun about Jackie too, and this happens a lot when I talk to people about doing this podcast or doing any shows that I've done previously, is they want to know the behind the scenes stories, right?
Right.
Even some of my friends that I've run into here in Canada, they're like, okay, tell me what really happened when you interviewed this celebrity. Well, Jackie Vascow.
And you have met so many people. I mean, movie stars and everything else.
Well-
But you'll go ahead with Jackie.
Well, thanks. This isn't about me though, but Jackie is someone who has been booking entertainers, politicians, and sports figures to speak on the stages at Las Vegas events and conventions for like 4 decades.
Yeah.
So she has stories that you just can't believe. So she's literally behind the scenes, backstage, with all kinds of people. So she's a fun fun conversation for sure.
This is a fun conversation. You see from Camden, New Jersey.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we had that kind of connection because I know Camden very well. So
That's
a
right.
lot of people are wondering who are watching are saying, what happened to Trump? I'm still Trump. I'm just out of makeup, just so everyone knows. It's fine. But we want to thank everybody. And if you have any questions about Canada, Trump's hair keeps changing, getting worse, if that's little patches.
Yeah, this is a great time to bring in some comments.
Let's do it.
LMS was checking in. Hi, love you, John. Good evening to you and the co.
Yes.
Nice to have you
wow.
here, LMS.
Love LMS. She's tremendous. I have to
Good
tell you.
evening. I wonder where she is. She must be in Europe.
We have
There
a
we
bunch of people
go.
watching
Yep,
in
in
Europe.
Europe. Thanks for
that.
hanging out. Love that you're here.
If anybody has any
Okay.
questions about Las Vegas, let
Finland.
us know. It's Finland. We know Finland.
Love it.
I think we sent a photo to Finland.
It
We love Finland.
looks like I could be in Finland right
You
now.
could
Oh,
be in
totally.
Finland, especially with the hat and the
yeah.
jacket on. So what
Yeah,
are your, we're here in Las Vegas. We talk about Las Vegas, every week. What, in a place like that, we're lucky. We have big musical acts. We have small musical acts. Wallen, who was the country star who was just here 2 nights at Allegiant?
Oh, God.
Wallen.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, the
I
country
don't-
music scene in Vegas
is growing
never
like
stops. Yeah,
crazy.
it's true. It's
And
true.
his name is
Yep.
but anyway, are you a country music star?
Am I-
Morgan Wallen. Morgan
Wallen, yep.
So Morgan Wallen said something very interesting. He said he was here. His first time appearing here in Las Vegas was 10, 11 years ago. He was at some barbecue joint here in town. By the way, we have great barbecue here in Las Vegas. He said there were 15 people there to see him. The other night, 2 nights sold out, Allegiant Stadium, 70,000 people.
Oh.
Wait, when was the barbecue joint? Like how many years
10,
turnaround is
11
that?
years ago. he
Yeah,
said.
10, 11 years ago.
And I
Yeah.
mean, that's a pretty meteoric rise. I don't know
Right.
who he is, but he is
I have to confess,
beloved here in Las Vegas. So I am now a big fan.
I don't know
of
him
Morgan
either,
Wallen.
but I'm curious. You know me, I love a little country, but
Yeah.
I grew up in Yakima, Washington.
Yeah.
So it's literally like, it's part of my upbringing. Now, Cass, I'm curious, did you grow up with country music too? Because you're from the Northwest.
You know what? I totally did. My parents love country music. It's kind of a part of that culture up there in the Pacific Northwest. I've never been a huge fan of country music. I never latched on like they did, but definitely a part of the culture up there.
Somebody's saying they like country music, country and western. That's
Country and western.
Country and Western.
My dad was Italian, and for some reason he loved hee haw, and I became a Buck Owens fan, and of course the song "Act Naturally" is like the perfect song. I actually just sang that at a party the other night. But Buck Owens.
How does that go? I don't want to violate our
sing it
copyright
for
or
us.
anything.
They're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me.
Oh yeah. That's a fun.
It's
that's
about
a fun
man who's
song.
heartbroken.
Yeah.
It's a great.
I mean,
it's a great upbeat song.
I love what's happening in the country right now, that it's kind of been open up, even like, kind of the Beyonce effect of that. It's country really should just be like kind of like roots music. So it should have some kind of appeal to all Americans. You know what I mean? Depending on where you
For
grew up,
sure.
because I think like country, soul, they have a lot in common. So country's gotten really exciting. And I love how some rock and roll continues to infuse itself into country too, because it's a little more upbeat,
yeah,
exciting.
Absolutely. Kind of it
right?
merges so many different things. And you just said Americans, but I mean, country music is global at this point. It's really remarkable. You have country artists going to Europe and selling out venues.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Keith Urban was Australian, right? I mean, some of these artists are Australian.
Well,
so
I
it
think he still
obviously-
is Australian.
He is still Australian, as it turns out.
He's a good Aussie. Oh my gosh. Oh, funny. Well, I hear what you're saying. The industry's gone global, but I feel like it's kind of like our local cuisine. Like, don't you think country music really is like born and bred in the United States?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
100%. And you know, it's
yeah.
funny you mentioned about how Las Vegas. And somebody told me we were at an event, but somebody said Las Vegas is now Music City just based on the number of musical performances every single night and the
Wow.
number of people who see musical artists every single night. But I think it's the same way with our food. We had Al Mancini on. We've talked about a
Oh,
lot of the different restaurants here. How this town, I would say, and I've only been here 11 years, but it really has become like foodie, a foodie mecca with so many, every single type of chef and food that you just didn't have here 25 years ago, 20 years ago.
okay,
So
Ray, wait.
things are changing.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm dying to talk food with you. I have a comment, but Ray would like to comment that country music makes him want to stick hot pokers in his ears. Okay, fair enough. You know what? We welcome
Hey,
all
listen, I
opinions
love
here.
jazz and blues.
Jazz and blues all the way. So
Yes,
Ray, here's the
100%
thing.
Ray.
When I go on YouTube and I set like a screensaver for the day for my home for music, I go to jazz. Like I'm with you and talk about an American type of music. Blues, country, jazz too. Old school, I know. Yeah, the old school. See,
It's
that's
interesting. I just listened to an audiobook by Dan Aykroyd about how when he was a late teen, I think it was like 16, 17, he fell in love with blues and how it became the Blues
the
Brothers. And
Blues Brothers.
it's a really interesting story and how it was. Lauren Michaels didn't want it on the show, and they convinced him to put it on the show, and it just became this massive. They revitalized the blues, American blues music, and it's just
No
a
kidding.
fascinating story. Yeah, a lot of these artists who were in the two films have credited Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi and the director with reviving their careers by bringing them back in. Cab Calloway probably would have been forgotten. And Cab is, jazz, the blues, and big band music. And he probably just would have disappeared unless he had been in that Blues Brothers film, which was like a smash hit,
Yeah.
along with the
I
album.
wonder, was that one of the first kind of SNL spin-offs,
Yeah,
movie
that
wise?
really was.
Like when
Yeah.
SNL really started to build and get big. That's interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
I have to loop back to food.
Yes, loop back to
'Cause
food because that's one of our main things.
You brought up, okay, so if you were watching the podcast about 2 weeks ago, you recall that John had his anniversary with his fiance Michelle, and they went to the closing of a beautiful restaurant in the Bellagio. Well, it's not quite closed, but it's
Oh no, it
nearing a
closed the
close.
other night.
Called Picasso. Okay, it's closed. Psh, it's
Yeah,
done.
it's done.
So we booked it for our anniversary on the 8th, but then when I found out it was a prefix menu, like in other words, we're going to give you what we're going to give you.
Right.
We decided, oh, that's not for us because we just know, like, we're just not into prefix. It ends up being like a lot of food, and it kind of rather
No,
pick and
wasn't.
choose what we
It
want.
wasn't a lot of food. It was not a lot of food.
Oh my gosh, because each plate was this big.
Yeah. But it was
Seriously?
perfect. It was the perfect portion for that type of meal. It was the perfect portion. It was truly, and I had said this a couple of weeks ago, it was truly a dining experience, and everything was perfect. They have really, well, they're gone now, but they had over the time they were open, they knew exactly what portion to serve. It was very rare with a prefix to be just perfect. I do want to mention this. We are finally going to the Golden Steer. It took us months to get our reservations. Months.
Okay. Wait a minute. You've never been?
No, I've never been.
Oh, okay. Speaking of the Old West, country music, Vegas history, the Golden Steer is an absolute legendary steakhouse. So many of you watching right now already know it. It's down by the Sahara Hotel. So it's on Sahara, almost Las Vegas Boulevard, but not quite. when you walk in there, you're going to enter. Have you walked in recently,
Oh,
John,
I've
though?
been in.
Ever?
We decided to physically go there and get the reservation because it was just so difficult. And I already knew about it.
Really?
And I've seen a bunch of reviews. Yeah, it was the only way we could get it. But to know that we're going to be dining in a place that Sinatra dined at, that Dean Martin dined at, that's the biggest stars who came, Sean Connery ate there when he was shooting Not Live and Let Die. Diamonds Are Forever. So you've got this place with this nexus of history, of movies and music and actors and comedians and
And then,
dignitaries.
so you have all that history and you have the spirit of all those people in the room. So, like if you love Old Vegas or those stars, you're in that room. And also what I love is like you get back in touch with what was glamorous decades back. And it
Right.
is literally, it is so Old West inside that steakhouse. It's like a very glamorous, but back to the time of like Gene Autry. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it is way back. It's like, wagon wheel on the wall kind of place, but fine dining,
Yes.
right? White tablecloths and the most extraordinary service table side.
Right. That's exactly tableside. They're going to bring the Caesar salad and they're going to do that whole process right there. And I think they're
Yeah.
very well known for their bananas Foster.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so too, which is literally like a dessert from another era, right?
Right. Yeah, I love that whole. I love that. Obviously, it's expensive to do these type of things, but to go there and have a meal that lasts 3 hours and you really are dining, it's kind of like a show, especially a place like this, which has survived over all this time, and yet it still has a fantastic reputation for the quality of everything: the meat, the service, the vegetables, the preparation, and it's just borne out by the fact it took 3 months to get a reservation.
Wow, I'm so happy for you guys.
We had to go there to get it, so I'm very excited about going there, and I love all these old school things in Las Vegas.
It remains so popular that they've just expanded actually into the additional room.
Yes.
So you've got to go walk in and tell us how you like the additional room, because
they needed that extra space, but
is that done?
My earpods have just died, so hang on one second.
I noticed your mic sound changed there a little bit.
Really? Okay, you guys continue
You're
on
good.
as I solve this problem.
No worries. We'll boot you out for a sec.
All right. So, do we have any comments for?
Yeah, this is a great time to bring in some comments.
We talk about so many things here. The shows that are here. I just want to circle back to Murray's Misfits. It's a great show. It's very well thought out. I always feel like the best shows are variety shows. There's so much different talent in this town between the Cirque type of shows, the magic type of shows, the comedy shows, when you can get them all put together in one show with a great cast and it's well produced in a great venue. A lot of people probably might be apprehensive about going to a show in a strip club, but it's just like any other venue. There's nothing else going on but that show that's going on right then, which is Murray's Misfits. And Centerfolds, the sight lines are great. It's a great theater, great venue to see a show in, and it's across the street from the Virgin here in town. And the reason I mentioned specifically where it is because you don't have to park in one of the casinos where, if you're not a local, it's going to be $25, $30, sometimes $40. So you get free parking, you get a fantastic show with headline talent. All right, what do we got?
I enjoy hanging with you. I don't admit it often, but I did fall in love with the Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. Beautiful song.
Yeah, I've heard that song. Yeah, the Tennessee Whiskey. Yeah, it's wonderful. Ray has discerning taste.
Yes.
That's what we like. And you're back.
Hi. Okay, can you hear me?
Huh?
Yes. Wonderfully.
Okay. Good. Yay! Technology works.
We can't have the JJ and Johnny show without JJ.
Yeah, and and we were talking about this before because we were talking about the fact that You're in Canada. We're here in Las Vegas. It now is possible we're essentially narrowcasting to Europe and all around the world. And I just find that so amazing when the barrier to entry was impossible up to a few years ago. And now we can do this show and build our audience on YouTube, on all these different platforms. And we're going to be, Cass, we're going to be on Spotify, right?
We are on Spotify now, actually.
This minute.
It's linked in the description. If you guys are driving this time of day or it's easier to listen, we're now on Spotify. This episode will be uploaded shortly after we are done with our live, but episode 10 is on there right now. It is linked below if anybody wants to listen to it.
That's just so awesome.
It is very exciting, and thank you to everyone who's listening.
We're already going out globally, but now we're on the biggest platform that exists, Spotify.
Hey, John, you're huge.
I'm huge. It's really incredible. We're being heard everywhere. I have to tell you, Elon, it's really amazing.
Oh. Hey, speaking of our viewers and our listeners overseas.
And we love them. We love them.
You know what might be fun? We have so many people that are in the message boards from Europe. It might be fun to send someone a link who would like to join us on the show, and maybe they can tell us where they're at and what they like about watching the show.
Right, that would be fantastic.
Wouldn't that be fun just to get to know somebody?
Yeah, let us know if you happen to be in Europe, and we'll talk to anyone, but it might be fun. If you want to be on the show, on the screen, like the three of us are, we'd love to have you. So maybe send us a message, and we'll do a little pre-interview, and then who knows, you may be on with us one of these Tuesdays.
That's right. We'll have Cass screen them. Hey,
she is the producer. So.
I'm amazed at how well-behaved my dog's been during this. But, this is unofficially, I think, the pro dog show after I suffered such brutal treatment from Alaska Airlines for my dog's nose sticking out of the bag. Actually got me kicked off a flight before it took off because I could not properly get her nose inside the bag. That was very discouraging. That people, because most people are so pet friendly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I mean, most people go out of their way to help you when you're struggling a little bit. And that's what it was. I just needed a little assistance. You know what I mean? Like I was having a hard time managing. But anywho, in support of dog lovers everywhere, I've put together a list, John. This is actually borrowed from TripAdvisor. These are
I thought you said
top
bark.
10.
I thought you said bark from TripAdvisor, but this is even better. Okay.
Top 10 dog-friendly hotels in Las Vegas for all you dog parents out there, like myself and John. And Cass, you have cats, but you know what? You're a childless cat lady, so we'd love you to join in our pro-dog conversation here.
I am.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious. So let me ask you, do you know how, I mean, obviously, this is TripAdvisor. Do you know how they put this together, how they... What the criteria was for this?
No, quite frankly, John, I didn't research it that deeply. I more just kind of found the list and I went with it. But I will tell you this. I go to TripAdvisor a lot. I really feel that they're a great resource. The Four Seasons, as we all can imagine, is one of the best customer service hotels that you could ever, ever experience, right? And the Westgate, I love that. Do you know that the Westgate Las Vegas actually has a resident dog that is famous, Winston, who walks around the property and greets people? So talk about a dog-friendly hotel.
That's fascinating.
We should have Winston on the show.
We should have Winston. Oh my God, that would be great. We should have Andrew Bark-Ferry and Winston and.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
Oh, you have a husky named Sarah. There's a lot of huskies here in Canada.
It's funny that we're talking about dogs because I don't want to brag, but tomorrow I am Jay Leno hosting a webinar, which is a dog pageant for one of my corporate clients.
A virtual dog pageant.
A virtual. This is the zenith of my career at this point.
Are they taking late entries?
I don't know. That's a winner. That's a winner right there.
Oh my gosh, that's really fun, John. Can we go down that list again, Cass? Because there's a hotel on there I'd like John to note and I believe it's down around 678. John,
The Trump International Hotel. We love dogs. We love all the animals. Tremendous things, because we have the greatest hotel in all of Las Vegas, and of course it's summer. It's summer, so we have the pool. We have the pool parties. So we have the wettest water in Las Vegas. A lot of people don't know that, but we have the wettest water, and it's very cool. It's very cool. Tremendous water.
I don't know how Trump got in the room.
Yeah,
Thought
how
the
did he
door
get
was
in
locked.
here? That's Friday. That's Friday.
Wait
when
a
we do the press
second.
conference.
oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, John, you said you hit a pretty big milestone today. You let me and JJ know.
I did. I'm very excited. I am a member of F45. For those of you who don't know what that is, it is a HIIT workout. It's a high intensity workout. And I've been going there since before COVID. COVID kind of screwed everything up. But today I hit 500 workouts there.
Congrats.
Oh my goodness.
And they had a big cake for me, and I gained back everything I lost. It was kind of perfect symmetry. It was really beautiful, I have to tell you. But they do that, and they keep you very inspired, and it's great. And for people who may have heard of it, a portion of the company is owned by Mark Wahlberg, who is our resident movie star here in Las Vegas, along with Nick Cage. And Mark Wahlberg is everywhere. And, between his clothing line, Municipal, his tequila, his movies, his everything. So he's part owner of that. So I'm very happy. I'm in. It's a great workout. It's a great workout. It's the only way I can start my day.
I'm just doing the math, and I gotta just commend you for being that consistent. 500 workouts.
That's
How
a
long? How
lot.
long is that taking you? A couple years. I mean, that's
Yeah, it took a
intense.
couple years, and during COVID, when everybody was shut down, I was working with one of their trainers at her home. She had a home gym, so there's probably at least another 200 workouts that aren't accounted for because they're not official. They weren't logged in. So, but it's just nice to do that. Some of my friends there have 1,000 workouts.
Woo.
It just blows my
Wow.
mind. Just blows
Wow.
my mind. So.
I tell you, I mean, the thing about workouts, and I've been jogging my whole life, is like there is just this point that I come to all the time. I feel like, and it's where I hate jogging. I'm mid
Well,
jog,
especially when
and
it's
I
100
think
degrees.
I hate this. When is this going to be over?
Yeah,
and I
when's it
think
gonna end?
really the magic is pushing through that, right? Doing whatever you got to do, slowing down, taking a sip of water, but pushing through that's the real magic. So good for you, my friend. What are you going to do to celebrate other than eating a whole cake?
Nothing. But I would like to point out something as someone who moved here in the last 11, 12 years. You have an image of Las Vegas when you move here. Obviously, I'd done a lot of homework because, you don't live on the Strip. Everyone, when you tell people you live in Las Vegas, they think you literally live in a hotel with a casino in it. But one of the things that I was kind of surprised about and is the fact that whatever group of people you want to meet here, they're here. And of course, there's gamblers and entertainers
Yes.
and musicians and all. But there are people that are CrossFit people here. There are bodybuilders here. There are people who don't really indulge in the nightlife because they're up at 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. and they're living kind of an alternate time frame here. And there's a lot of vegan restaurants here, and there's a lot of high protein places to come and eat. So if anybody's watching who's considering moving here, everything's here. Whatever you want. There's people working out at any time of the day. Sometimes I have a flight. I'll have a 5 a.m. flight back east, and I'll pass Las Vegas Athletic Club at 3 in the morning, and the lot is packed.
Isn't that
Because-
amazing?
Yeah, it just blows my mind. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
people here that are just so conscious about health, and I think that's
Well,
great.
It's so true what you're saying. And I think that, a lot of the people who are watching or listening to this right now too, they're not looking necessarily to move here, although,
Right.
a lot of Californians are, but if they're visiting as well, I think it can be a challenge to find a healthier experience on the strip. Let's say you're coming for a convention or a meeting and you find yourself kind of caught inside and around a lot of cigarette smoke. And so I think you and I can continue to show people kind of some of those places that they can escape to get a good workout or a nice
Right.
walk or a vegan meal in Las Vegas. That's something we can continue to do.
Yeah, it's here. It's I say it and I mean it, like everything is here. And that's why you and I both love this town and Cass loves this town. It just offers so much.
That's a great point, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have made this happen internationally. It's been an international JJ and Johnny show today.
It really is.
We went international, baby. Yeah. All right. So I had started out at the beginning with this. What kind of entertainment options do you have right now on the island?
Oh, well, so I think the real magic here, is getting on an electric bike. And we're going to go, there is a massive network of biking trails here.
Awesome.
So-
Sounds great.
Amazing.
I think, for a lot of people, honestly, I think one of the amazing opportunities here is the fresh air, the walking, the biking. Of course, what Victoria is known for are these beautiful, beautiful flower gardens this time of year. I mean, if you come here this time of year, now today actually was supposed to be
Right.
sunny. It didn't turn out that way. But if you come here this time of year, you're going to want to move here, right? You're going to think, well, that's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. Why wouldn't I move here?
Right.
Which is what happens in Seattle in June and July, right? So yeah, it gets pretty dark and rainy during the year. But I would say it's an outdoor, it's a whale watching. It's
Is there a lot
again,
of money in whale watching? Is that a career choice?
oh, no, you don't understand. There's giant boats that do this.
Right. That take
Yeah,
people
no,
out
it's
to
an
view it?
industry.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? They're very environmentally forward here.
Mhm.
I would say it feels like they're kind of a level. Every tree behind me, do you see
Has been
these?
hugged. All the trees have been hugged. All of them.
Okay, you're making fun of me, but there's some people
I'm
who are
making
going to
fun
get
of
this.
you. I'm making fun of the trees.
The trees are tagged with little metal tags. They're actually numbered. So you can't cut down a tree that is protected.
oh,
So
wow.
you have to get permission to cut down a tree. And all the whales are numbered and named.
Oh, that's so cool. Somebody's got Ray's commenting.
Oh, you were in Victoria. Beautiful place. I was there the first day weed was legal. Cool place.
Shut the front door, man.
Was that a coincidence Ray was there, or was Ray there specifically for
Ray
that?
Ray? Maybe Ray needs to.
Ray
join
may
us.
need to be our guest.
Ray's got a lot to say.
He does. He's got some great stuff. We do have someone watching from Poland. Did you see that
Yes.
history?
No, cheers to Poland.
Yes.
Yay. Thank you for watching. Thank you so
Yay,
much.
Poland. Oh, there it is. I don't want to go to
I didn't want to go to Las Vegas, but once I was there, I thought it was great.
Yeah, that's what everyone
Awesome.
says.
Whale
mean-
of a tail.
Whale of a tail.
It's an exciting place for sure. So,
All right. So, what's your plan as we sign off? What is your plan for tonight? What are you a big family dinner? How many people did you say is in the house?
well, wait, I don't think I'm thinking back to your answer. So you were really fishing for me to drop some names from like what there is to do here.
Yeah.
So you got to think of the Michael Bublé's,
Mm-hmm. Is he
think
there?
of the Celine
in the house?
Dion's.
Yes.
You know, you got to think of the amazing Canadian entertainers that actually we have
it's
come through Las
crazy how
Vegas.
many there are. Yeah.
There's a big Canadian contingent. What am I doing? Well, we're gonna get on the electric bikes, my friend. I've
It's just
never
like
been
you-
on an electric
it's like a day
bike.
without sunshine.
Yeah.
Gotta have the electric bike. I've actually never been on an electric bike. I know they're incredibly popular.
Me either.
So that's what's
something I
going.
can't buy.
That's what's going on here.
So I love that. You're chilling out before you come back to the insanity of this fall.
Just taking a break from the 110, my friend.
All right.
Do you have a Vegas history for me? Fact or fiction?
Fact or fiction?
Yes? No?
Do I? Do I, producer Cass? Do I, producer Cass?
I think we're gonna take that as a.
Okay, no worries.
thought about it.
The
Not
game
today.
can wait, but
Yes.
next week it's on. Now, next
Oh,
week
yeah.
we may have a guest that you have a personal connection to from earlier in your life, who's an
Yeah,
entertainer.
She's Philadelphia. She's originally from Philadelphia. We actually moved out here at the same time. She's currently in Zombie Burlesque. She's an amazing singer on her own, but she's also an incredible tribute artist. And she does a lot of different artists. One of her big artists for a while was Christina Aguilera, who she just is just incredible. But she also does Taylor Swift and has been doing a Taylor Swift show around the country, which has been very popular.
Can you imagine being able to sound or emulate Taylor Swift? What a career that would be. Yeah, good
she's
for her.
doing really. I even said, and I meant this. I saw her. I didn't see the show live because it was in another state, but I know her. She's known her since she was a little girl. This show has such potential. I was like, I want to produce this show. I want to take this show around the country, kind of like our friends, the Bronx Wanderers, who are just
Love
killing
them.
it.
Yeah.
They're killing it. The Bronx Wanderers are absolutely amazing. So Christina Shaw should be here next Tuesday. I'm looking forward to having her, and we've actually co-hosted corporate shows together. So we have a history like you and I have with a great chemistry. So I hope she can do it. It'll be great to have her on, to have the four of us
Yes.
doing the show, and I will have a
Absolutely.
killer fact or fiction.
I will as well. I will. You know what? All good. It's always good to give things a break, right? So.
Yeah, I want to get a really deep dive one. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, real good. We'll be ready next week.
Yeah, we'll be
be
all
ready
set.
for
William
you.
Griffin. What did
Is
William
that
Griffin
a
write?
Taylor Swift reference?
I think it's
Shake
a
it
Taylor
up.
Swift.
Yeah, nice, William. We like it. Yeah.
We're
All
kinda
right, guys.
bouncing off
Well,
each other.
I am going to my tea's empty, so
Your tea's
I'm going
empty.
to sign
That
off from
massive-
Canada.
For some reason, maybe it's your eyesight camera on your MacBook, but that mug looks like you could swim in it, like you could do one of those cold plunges.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You knocked that down.
Oh my God. All right. Well, tell everyone in your family, have a fantastic vacation. Thanks for taking time out of your vacation to join us on your show.
Seriously.
So that's
100%. Love you guys. We'll see you
Love
next
you.
Tuesday, huh?
bye, JJ.
See y'all next Tuesday.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks
We'll
for
be
joining
here
us.
next Tuesday, 12 noon Pacific time. It's going to be a great show, just like this one was.